Look who's here, Christian Whiton, former State Department official. I want to talk to you about this, the tweet that President Trump sent out overnight. The first part reads as follows. We are powerfully supporting those industries hit by the Chinese virus. Our president labeled it the Chinese virus, and I don't think Beijing's happy about this.
They're not. They've already sort of issued a condemnation, but it's the right thing to do. I think the president is getting irritated at Chinese political warfare efforts to distract people from the fact that they have foisted this disease onto the world. Not only have they done that, and are they trying to cover that up or at least sort of mask that, their foreign ministry spokesman actually implied that this may have been created by the U.S. Army, somehow spread to China and then somehow to the world. Secretary Pompeo actually hauled in the Chinese ambassador, complained to him, made sure the media saw him leaving the State Department after he got his talking to, and now I think the president jumping in as well.
I understand that China reported only one new case today. That's the lowest number since the whole crisis began. Are they exploiting the fact that they may have come through on the other side, exploiting their advantage over, say, Europe and America, because we're not yet through on the other side?
I think so. As with anything that comes from the mainland, I think you have to be very skeptical that that is the case. They're also trying to spread information that their economy is basically restarted, even though we just got numbers from January and February that were much worse than even the most pessimistic analysts said about business on the mainland. But if you look elsewhere in East Asia, Japan, especially Taiwan, South Korea, Singapore, they are over the hump on this, and frankly, that ought to be an indication that maybe we're overreacting here, because these economies and these health systems, which are less advanced than ours, have gotten through this.
I'm hearing a lot of this, Christian. We're overreacting. Do you think so?
Absolutely. Are we overreacting? We have the politician-induced hysteria that has now subjected our economy to a severe recession. Q2 is going to be off, 8 or 10 points on an annualized basis. This has now also put the election in question. The Democrats will certainly try to blame this on Trump. It's unclear if they do that, but if they succeed, that means we'll have a different president next year. I hope that's not the case, but yeah, this is a huge overreaction.
But isn't there a political, I've been saying this to our other guests, isn't there a political dynamic here? If the president or leading politician stands up and says, no, I'm not going to take drastic action on this virus, other countries have, I'm not going to, that politician is toast. Isn't that true?
No, it takes courage not to be a lemming, but that's what we hope our leaders do. And if you look at Taiwan, for the example...
Well, hold on a second. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Christian, but look at the Brits for a moment. Boris Johnson, until 48 hours ago, was suggesting that maybe it's a good idea to have everybody exposed to it so we can get some immunity on a mass basis. That was up until 48 hours ago. Now he's changed his tune. Now he's saying, social distancing, please. So there's a politician who stood out and got knocked down and has to retreat.
Yeah, well, there is hysteria afoot. I think what you could do is calmly point out that we have case studies. Look at Taiwan, where they've kept mortality and infections at a surprisingly low rate, even though they're next door to China and there's a lot of commerce, at least there was, back and forth. They were aggressive. They stopped travel, aggressive with testing, but they didn't tell all the waiters and all the retail salesmen and everyone else in their country, good luck, you're not allowed to work for the next month. And they've gotten this under control. And I think if you bring those sorts of facts to bear and contrast our public health system with Italy and especially Iran or mainland China, we're just talking night and day difference.
We can't go backwards, though, can we? I mean, I can't see politicians at this point now saying, OK, you can mingle again. It was, we went too far, you can mingle. That's not going to happen, is it?
Well, we have 50 states, and certainly I think governors of many states, including, unfortunately, this one, Colorado, that, again, just told workers, good luck, you're taking the month off, see you later. Maybe some states will decide not to do that. Maybe some states will say, our incidents of the Wuhan coronavirus are actually limited, and we're going to act aggressively when you have outbreaks in certain locations, but we're not going to just uniformly shut down the state economy, wage war on our own workers. I think there actually might be some people willing to do that. We'll wait and see.
Tell me about the restrictions that's imposed in Colorado.
Yeah, it's so 30 days. Again, not the 15 days the president is talking about, and not limited to just, say, you know, the Denver airport or places with a lot of international travel. The whole state, even rural parts, so now that every coffee house, every bar, every restaurant closed for a month, and no plan in place to help the waiters, restaurant owners, baristas, retail workers, you name it, nothing like that to help them. This is just hysteria that is inducing a recession in our state, which has very little incidence of coronavirus.
Just out of interest, Christian, what about the pot shops? Are they still open?
That's a great question. I don't actually know. I'll have to take a look. I'm going to go to the mall after this. I figure there are going to be some excellent deals, and I'll have to report back to you on that one.
Don't worry about it. Okay, Christian. But you know, if you're going to be cooped up in your house, there are some who would say, send in the liquor and let's have a joint or two. I mean, I can see it coming a mile off. You know what I mean?
It'll make binge watching Magnum PI all that much more fun.
Whatever you say. Christian, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you being here. Thanks very much.